Today I'm going to demo how to look at your bandwidth utilization using a Riverbed. This is basically if you need to quickly find out what's going on in your network and who or what traffic is eating up all of your bandwidth. And we can do this by first putting the IP address of the Riverbed into a web browser, like such. I suggest using Google Chrome for this. It seems to be the most stable. And I just prefer Chrome, and certainly for the Riverbeds it works well. Once you put the IP address into your browser, you should see the management console appear. I'm going to go ahead and enter my username, and I'm going to enter my password. For most of you, I think you'll be logging in with your enterprise account. If you require access to your Riverbed and don't have it, you can send the team an email or reach out to Shine. I'm sure he'll be glad to help you with that. Finding out what is using your bandwidth is as simple as clicking on the Reports tab at the top, selecting Networking, and going down to Top Talkers. The Top Talkers page will show you the IP address of the server and the hosts that are using up all of the bandwidth. In this case, we can see that the hosts over here are all connecting to Outlook. How do I know that it's Outlook? Because these IP addresses 132.245 and 157.256 belong to Microsoft. So we can see that in the last day, almost all of the bandwidth has been consumed by those two hosts, or two address blocks, which are Microsoft. And we can see that one user on this network at this IP address is still proxying to the iPrism in Atlanta. That host, the iPrism, is going away soon, so we'll want to make sure users are not proxying. But anyway, looking at your top talkers is as simple as coming here. Reports, Networking, Top Talkers. You can also change from the last day to the last hour and click on Go, and it will show you who's been using your bandwidth for the last hour. Note, we click on the last hour and things change, and we see that it's actually a different IP address that's using the traffic. Another thing that we can do with the Riverbed is we can look at application statistics to see what type of traffic is on our network. We can do the same thing to get at that by clicking on Traffic Summary. So looking at Traffic Summary, we can see very quickly that 90% of our traffic in the last 5 minutes is HTTP traffic. That's optimized too. You have options here. You can select both optimized and pass-through, and you can go back to the last hour. You simply select Go, and you wait for it. And here we can see in the last hour, port 80, HTTP is 7% of our traffic. 59% of our traffic is LDAP. This is probably because we're in non-business hours. If we click on the Application Statistics tab here, this will show us what applications the Riverbed thinks are on our network. Again, after we click, we've got to wait a minute. It takes time for these pages to load. And I think I'm in a remote site, yeah, Monpunto. Here I have the last hour, and I have inbound traffic selected, which is good because that's what you're downloading. Inbound is usually what takes up your traffic, and we can see the bulk of our traffic is HTTP, and we can see that it's Google and Citrix and Twitter are using a lot of traffic. We can scroll back and do the last day and hit Update, and here we can see that the last day, Facebook has taken up a good chunk of traffic, along with Google Video, which is YouTube. Unfortunately, this application traffic doesn't match on Outlook, so you're not going to see Exchange traffic listed as one of your top ones. It'll usually show up as TCP SSL. And you'll note that that is still the largest amount of traffic in this site. That's about all I have for this presentation. If you have any questions, you should by this point know how to get a hold of me. Thank you, and there'll be more presentations coming soon.